Hey yo, what is poppin', my dudes? Alright, so I'm gonna be a little bit more tame this video. Normally I like to joke around, I like to have some fun, but it's starting to come to the point where I'm starting to realize, like, okay, we're no longer in a joking matter, right? Um, because let's be real, I'm not the biggest of content creators, right? Honestly, I really just started growing, and my word really doesn't get out. So when I sit here and I see a lot of content creators covering this game, and I see them getting like thousands of views, it's like you're literally covering this game, but there's so much negativity, there's so much misleading information going on that, like, when I'm trying to speak truth, it doesn't really get out there. But I'm not giving up. I'm keeping on. For the community, I gotta keep it going. And I don't care how many people dislike the videos. Good. Please continue disliking the videos. We all have opinions. And I mean, if you don't like my opinion, oh well. I'm not gonna stop just because somebody disliked my video. I'm gonna keep on spitting facts, and if you don't think they're facts, and I mean, I can't help you. I can't. Keep listening to the people who you know, feed you bullshit. But what we really need to talk about, obviously, is the pros and cons right now of the current state of the game. Now, one major pro that I want to notate is a lot of people think these are nerfs, right? A lot of people think that the alterations and everything that they're making to the gear is some sort of a nerf. But what they fail to take into consideration and to acknowledge is when you have future content coming out, right? Sometimes, if you know that there are certain things that are not actively functioning properly leading into that future content, or your future content is about to shift things dramatically, then sometimes you have to make changes, right? So, like, let's use, for instance, the changing of the legendary set pieces, right? Now, some people will be like, oh, well, it's not enough. In some cases, you're right. It's not enough. I will 100% agree that it is not enough. But we don't know what's coming in the future, right? And granted, yes, it has taken so long to just get out patches, and at the rate that they're moving, who knows when and if we're going to see any future content, right? Who knows? Like, one of the major cons to this whole thing is that people won't let it go. Like, nobody lets it go. People keep beating this same dead horse like we don't already know. Like, the community doesn't fucking know that they're slow on bringing out content. It's consistent. It literally is. Like, the moment you're like, okay, let's try to have some sort of, like, positive outlook, some fucking neckbeard comes out and is like, oh, they're taking too long. Like, we get it, dude. We understand. Like, any OG who's been playing this game since the beginning understands that they take long. Alright? Most content creators are covering that they're taking long. We understand that you're trying to remain relevant in the community, but let it go. Right? let it go. So that's a huge con, is when you have people that won't shut up and they won't let shit go. We get it. You claim, like, another huge negative and con to the community right now and the state of the game is you have these players who continuously say, oh, they don't listen to us. They don't listen to us. They don't listen to their community. Go read the Reddit board. This is where they get so much of their information, the Reddit board and their Discord, right? And I'm pretty sure their Discord is like going into the heart of... I don't even go into their Discord anymore because of how fucking toxic that shit is. But the Reddit board's a clusterfuck. Like, if I was a dev and I had a community manager reading through that fucking shit infested, like, Reddit board, I wouldn't fucking listen to you people either. Because it's consistent bitching. Like, they don't have to fucking listen to that and take that. Literally, it's like going into to a shop, right? Or to a restaurant, ordering, and even if they tell you, look, I want to get you this, but we currently do not have the stuff to make it. I mean, who knows if you got there and they didn't get a chance to go out and get some or not. Some of the stuff is not always there, right? But some of you just bitch, literally to bitch. Like, you just bitch to be angry. Like, and I get it. I used to be one of those people. Like, I used to be one of those fucking people who literally just bitch to fucking be angry. I get it. But sometimes you just gotta let it go. Move on. Like, the game is what it is, right? We got it. It's out. It's there. Whatever they decide to do is what they decide to do. We cannot, as a community, force them to move any faster than what they're fucking moving. And the more you guys understand that, the better the situation will be. The more that they will actually listen to us. Right? If you sit here and you keep criticizing them as developers, and you keep making and posting comments in fucking threads of theirs where you're just shitting on them, they're not going to read it anymore. They're not. Look what happened to Anthem. Anthem did the same thing. They got so fucking tired of being harassed and attacked by the fucking community and so forth that they started quitting. Like, they literally quit and dropped the whole fucking IP. And nobody learned from that. Look what happened with fucking Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk was at least playable. I played it. I fucking beat the game twice. But you people bitched about Cyberpunk for so long that they fucking removed it off of the damn PSN store. But no, I don't see them removing fucking Outriders from the PSN store. You know why? Because it is in the state that it's in. And it was never meant to be anything more. And beating a dead horse again, which I try not to do, but I'm gonna do it. They told us before the game even released that they are not going to put content out unless the community wants it. Okay? They said that there was code implemented into the game before release so that if they want to add content, it is readily available and able to do. I've said this so many times, it's sickening because people always backfire it against me and try to say, well, that's just beating a dead horse. We already know that. Doesn't mean they're going to do it. Okay, I agree. I completely agree. And this leads me to another negative. Another con to the whole state of the game. The devs don't talk to us. They don't come into your streams if you're playing Outriders and say, hey, how do you like the game? If you're negative about the game, they completely find you irrelevant. You are not a fucking person to them if you speak any kind of negativity about this. And it's already been covered. That's why I keep saying all the negative comments, they're not reading it. Look what they did to Cloud Plays. Look what they did to him because he started talking negative about the game and he wanted to do an interview. And fucking Archon instantly replies back and he's like, then again, we also see that you talk negative about our game and we don't like that, blah, 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 or whatever the fuck he said. They take it like that. I mean, the more you bitch, the less you're going to get noticed, right? And that's a huge negative. That's a huge fucking con because this community needs to be heard. And with all the negativity flooding out all the actual, with all the negativity that's flooding out all of the actual, constructive criticism, all that they see is the negativity. And all the actual positivity that could be added in here is all flooded out to the bottom. And that's huge on the negative point. That's a huge con to this. And a lot of it's from content creators who do nothing but fucking flood the goddamn YouTube content with negative rants. Stop being a negative bitch. Post some fucking criticism that's actually positive. Shave your fucking neck beard. Become a fucking actual person that can cover content non-biasly. Right? Do your fucking job. If people are paying you as far as watching your content and giving you views, stop being a negative little bitch and fucking do your content properly so people can actually get factual information. All this negativity just keeps pushing all the positive criticism, all the positivity that we could even offer to these developers to help build this game better gets all pushed to the fucking bottom. A pro that we need to look at is at least from this point forward, they're showing initiative, that they're trying to fix certain things. Right? There's a lot of game developers out there that would just, not even bother fixing shit. And then they would blame it on, oh, that's right, People Can Fly did that to us. See, one of the pros that I want to notate is they do try. And I do give them a lot of credit for what they're trying to do and what they're trying to accomplish, right? They're still trying to address things because they're addressing things that the community actually points as a negative, right? So when you flood them and say there's bugs here, bugs there, bugs here, bugs there, and then they say, hey, look, we fixed it. And then you get people that message back in the Discord, they're like, no, there was no fix. There's still issues, my dudes. This still isn't fixed. It needs to be fixed. The reason you're getting that is because I've said it in all my videos. There is an issue, right? Where they've stated it before. The network-related issues are causing certain mods and certain things in the game to malfunction. It's all due to latency and packet loss during the matchmaking setup and matchmaking system, right? They tried to address this when they did their change to the matchmaking system and took away the free-for-all connectivity and added a more regional type ordeal. So now people in the UK will patch up with the people in the UK. Unless the servers on that side are very limited, then you're going to start patching up with people that are across the fucking globe. And that's an issue with peer-to-peer, right? Especially with the game being on its dying legs, where this comes into a con. Now, adding the regional, that should have been an addition into the game a long time ago. but it took them like 2 months to add. So that's a pro and a con in its own. You can take it however you want. But a con here is when you have a P2P connectivity thing and you're running a matchmaking with regional, now with the game in the dying state that it's in, and a lot of people are now matching with people out in the fucking UK from America or out in Asia, and you're hitting these fucking power spikes on your ping that are like 200 and 300 milliseconds, you're now causing mods to just malfunction because the packets are not fucking actually properly coming through and the code isn't properly activating, right? Because of the hiccups and shit that's going on. So now you have a major issue that's still there. Now, that's a huge con. Huge con. And I've been telling everybody this for the longest. They've made their money off of us. They make their money off of fucking everything going on, right? New people are buying it, so forth. They have the fucking game over on the Game Pass on Xbox. That right there alone should be generating some kind of partial fucking revenue just off of subscription fees, right? They should be getting a certain percentile just off of that, I would assume. So with all this generated profit and seeing that there's only like 1,000, 2,000 people active on the game at a certain time, you can easily get dedicated servers set up. Especially if you have the money to go ahead and buy out a completely new fucking development team, a new team completely, so you can expand. No. If you can do that, you can get us a fucking dedicated server. I don't want to hear the where's the money coming from. You bought a whole other team and a whole other location. You can put this game on a dedicated server. You just recently, and here's another thing. A lot of people bitched, and this is a huge con to the community also. A lot of people bitched because they said that Xbox might be down while they were fixing some network things for about 24 hours. Good. They let us know that it was going to be down to some people because they were fixing a network issue that they were working on consistently throughout, even after the release of the patch. And then I seen people and heard YouTubers bitching about that, saying that it wasn't right. If you don't know how things go when it comes to fucking working on an actual server, shut up. There is maintenance that still needs to be put through. When you're working on a server, a lot of the times you have to go completely through command line. You have to type out each and every single fucking command all through and through. Unless you have it saved onto some sort of a device, like a USB drive, and then you can just upload it. But that's usually only used if you're trying to do any kind of like revert back to last save. Like usually you have to save onto a flash drive so you can just upload it straight back in after everything you do, so that you have the most up-to-date network settings and values, so that way if there is an outage, you just pop it in without having to go through. You literally have to program every single IP address directly. That's how these things work. You can't just go in and fucking just click a goddamn button, and that's where a lot of these people are getting such misinformation. They have things that they have to actually do. They have to go in and they have to set up each and individual submask. They have to set up each and every single fucking individual bandwidth and timestamps. Not timestamps, but the fucking time hops or whatever the fuck they're called. I forget what they're called. They have to set up all of that. They literally have to fucking set up all of that. Not to mention, if they do have anything with the IPs, they have to go and fucking contact people to get new IPs registered. So there's a lot of shit that goes on in the background when setting up servers. There's a lot of shit. And the whole fact of them actually giving you the heads up ahead of time, it's a huge plus. If they were to put it down for fucking dedicated servers and say, look, we're about to go on a 2-hour downtime, so we're switching over to dedicated servers. Are you gonna sit there and bitch because they have to take everything offline to go dedicated? Like, come on. Like, we're in a not too bad state right now. The game is not in a bad state. What we currently need is future content so that we can start bringing back its player base and fixing the little bit of bugs and shit that needs to be done as we progress. That's what we need. These are the pros and cons that this game has. If there's anything I've missed, drop it in the comments below. I love you guys. It's your boy. I'm out.